This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to IcoPod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And welcome back to IcoPod. It's episode 67. We have survived WrestleMania 10. The hangover is over.
I'm still hammered.
Well, yeah, I have barf on my shirt still. I'm Bob Conley Jr., and the man that is no longer hungover is Austin Skinner. Austin, how you doing, man?
I've been saving this story for you, Bob.
Oh, boy.
So,
Great.
You always speak of the escapades going on in your life. So I figured I'd shine the spotlight on me this week. I'll steal it from you.
Okay.
I'll shine it on me this week. Today, and this is a work-related story. Today, we've coordinated with a former NASA astronaut to do some school presentations sponsored by WonderWorks. So we've kind of coordinated all this between the schools, between the astronaut.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You sure? you sure? You good?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about Lance Armstrong and stuff. Yeah, astronaut.
It's whatever. You know, this is a big deal. We've been planning it for a couple months. So today was the first day of the school visits. Now, I shit you not. One school was just like, no, don't come. Okay.
Wait. Like, the school said they weren't going to come to you?
No, like, don't come to our school today. We don't want you.
Oh.
Okay, that's fucking stupid. Because mind you, this is a free event to, like, enrich their school. Like, here's this fucking astronaut that's going to come do this free presentation for you. So they were just like, nah, we don't want it today, thanks. Okay, fucking awesome. The next school that was scheduled for today, a child from that very same school got hit by an 18-wheeler on his way home. So they had to cancel.
What? This kid got hit by an 18-wheeler?
Yeah, in a crosswalk. Got hit by an 18-wheeler. And that's
how
no bullshit. Elementary grade.
Was he walking by himself?
Well, he's on a bike. He was on his bike, and I don't know what the story is yet. They're still uncovering things, but that's what we got. So that's the gist that we were told. Student got hit by an 18-wheeler. Can't have you at the school today. I don't even think they had school today. The school itself.
Jesus. This is like the most depressing start to IcoPod.
I'm getting to it.
Ever.
So our third and final school.
Man.
The presentation is supposed to be an hour before dismissal. So whatever, we get there, it's late in the afternoon. Okay, finally. Like we're 1 school out of 3 today. So we get there. It's sprung on me that I'm going to do the introduction for this astronaut. Mind you, I've never seen his fucking presentation before. I don't know. So it's a lunchroom of probably about 200 kids, 30 teachers, whatever. Elementary school age. So I get up there, and I did fine. Right up until the most important part of the fucking introduction.
His name?
I said his name wrong.
No.
And I felt like such an asshole. So I made a joke earlier in the day. I said, well, next year we can just have me pose as an astronaut, and we'll save a whole bunch of money, because this guy charges like $3,000 a pop, right? So I go, okay. I don't want to give his name away, but I switched his first letter of his first name and the first letter of his last name around to like make a joke like that's going to be my fake astronaut name. And then I said the fake astronaut name at the school.
No.
like a fucking idiot in front of 200 kids and like 30 teachers. And then I corrected myself immediately, but boy, did I feel like a jackass. So yeah, that's how I introduced the guy. Fucking wrong name. Fucking made up name. What an idiot.
You probably wish you were that kid that got hit by the 18-wheeler.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip of my drink.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's how my day's gone.
That's a good start. I'm gonna need a drink too.
Now I get to sit on here for the next 7 hours with your dumb ass.
No, wow, thanks, man. No, these will be quick. These next 2 episodes are gonna be pretty quick because, quite frankly, not really that much fun to talk about, nor were they that much fun to watch. Needless to say, but since you gave an update, I'll give an update on myself here.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Well, you already know about it, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck it then.
I've rededicated myself to the MyFitnessPal thing.
Hey, there you go.
In large part because I realized that you can just scan the barcode of the item instead of having to search for it, as long as there is a barcode for it.
Does it come right up? I've never done it.
Yeah, like instantly. Like it knows exactly what you're talking about.
So what do? You just take a picture of it?
So like on your diary here.
Right. I'm going to try this while we're doing this right now.
So you go to, like, let's say for dinner, right? I'm going to have probably a
Totina's pizza rolls.
No, I cut those out, and I cut soda out too. I'll probably have one of like my pasta meals or whatever. Because I looked at it, it's like 400 calories. It's like not bad.
Right.
So like you hit add food, and then upper right corner it has
Holy
a barcode.
Shit.
You literally just hover it over in between the two lines, and it's like, oh, this is what you're having. And it's like, yeah, instead of searching for it.
Dude, that's cool as fuck.
It's way easier because
I just did it. It's immediate.
Yeah, the thing that I hated about when I originally did it was like I was searching.
Yeah, you got to kind of do it's like guessing work. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is stupid. So that's why I quit doing it. But I'm back on it. I've been doing it.
God.
I've been doing it since Tuesday. Tuesday, I have a limit of 2,560 calories per day.
Right.
Day one, I had 752 left over.
Wow.
Day one, I had 752. Day two, I had 1,514 left over.
So, Bob, you've been starving yourself.
No, it's not. It's literally here. This is what I had. Well, let me go back here. This is what I had yesterday, and I had 1,500 left over. I had 2 things of sushi.
Okay.
From Wegmans.
Those are probably what, 300 each, roughly?
No, the California roll was 200, and the shrimp was 210.
Oh, okay.
I also had 2 Half Moon cookies.
How much were those?
Combined was 720.
Oh, holy shit.
Right? And then this is the remaining of what I had to eat, though. Snacks, I had 2 Nutri-Grain bars.
Okay.
260.
Yep.
I had watermelon spears, 120. And then I had a salad that was 60 calories.
Yeah, Bob, that's not a lot of food.
But here's the thing. I wasn't like starving. Like I was good. Like I was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I would have been starving.
No, I was fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's shit.
It's all about literally. It's all about portion and like.
Yes.
And
yep.
Because what I would do. So, for instance, here, let me describe what I've had today. All right.
Yeah.
Because you'll notice a lot of it is like kind of snacks, but
right.
I haven't had dinner yet.
Right.
And one of them will probably make you laugh, but it's okay. So right now I have 1,317 calories left.
That's good.
It's 6:00 at night.
Yeah, that's good.
For breakfast, I had 6 cheese sticks.
Wait.
The string cheese.
You ate 6 of them?
6.
Okay. So those are 80 calories a pop.
So 480.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lunch, I went to Wegmans with a buddy of mine. I had another thing of sushi, which was 190.
I love sushi.
It was a brown rice roll. Yep. That's gonna be my new lunch for.
I love it. I love it.
I also had an eclair.
Okay.
262.
Yeah.
I also had another salad today, which was 60. And
no dressing, no nothing. What do you put on it?
No, you just have a salad.
Wow.
Okay. And then for snacks, this one will probably make you laugh. I've had 7 fruit roll-ups today.
What's the calorie count on 7 of them?
350.
That's actually not bad.
It's not bad at all. That's why it's like
way fucking worse.
no. That's what like I looked at the thing and it was like it's 50. I think it's like 50 calories per one. I'm like, this is nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Literally nothing.
Yeah, I would have thought it probably double that.
No, yeah, I was thrilled. So my diet is literally going to be sushi, cheese sticks,
and fruit roll-ups. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, man. I'm glad you're going to give it another go. Again, just to kind of update, I'm not trying to rub it in your face, but I'm down 30 pounds. It has been kind of a struggle to stick to though, because there's definitely certain like restaurants, certain meals where you literally have to log out piece by piece what you ate because there's no set item to select. So for example, there's a place that I go to for lunch where it's a build your own pizza. So you can't log just the pizza you got. You have to go in and fucking do 7 different ingredients to add up to what you ate. So it is a pain in the ass. There is times where I just want to be like, okay, fuck this. I'm not going to log this. But I've tried not to cheat myself and I've done pretty damn good. I've only gone over once, and that was because it was a friend's birthday party over the weekend. Since I started, and I started on February 9th, it is currently April 25th. So I've been pretty dedicated to it. I'm not a diet guy by any means. I eat what I want. I still go to Taco Bell very frequently. I just don't overdo it. And I think that's the key. And that's what you said, Bob. It's all about portions. It really is.
Yeah.
Had I known, I would have tried to lose weight like this a long time ago because it's relatively simple, comparatively speaking. Now, I tried this maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And the app was just not nearly as good. So it was like doubly as hard. So I gave it up. It worked for a little while. It got to be annoying and I gave it up. I'm going to try and stick with this for as long as I can. My goal was to lose, I think originally it only let me do like 70 pounds or something like that. And I'm supposed to hit that by October. So we'll see. I got 6 months to drop roughly 40 more pounds. And I think it's doable. So yeah, we'll keep you updated. Bob, keep us updated about how you're doing because I think you can do it.
Well, I know I can do it. I weigh 260. I want to get down around 220, 225.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about with portions, before I would have all those foods plus, pizza rolls. And I'm talking like half a bag, if not more, in a day.
Right.
And then like I'd make loaded cheese fries like every Sunday. So there's a lot to do here. How quickly did it take before you got results? Like noticeable results?
I can tell you right now, I have it all scheduled out.
I even cut out my intake of soda. I'm doing just water.
Soda will do wonders for you.
Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of water. The only thing that I guess that's kind of sugary is I'm having lemonade.
Yeah,
but that's significantly better than soda and all that stuff.
So it looks like the first week I did it, I lost roughly 9 pounds in a week. So you should notice results pretty quick. And it stayed pretty steady since then. As of late, it started leveling off a little bit. There's been weeks where no weight change, which is fine. I'd rather no weight change than gain, Right. But yeah, I think, the longer you stick with it, the easier the weight's going to come off, especially for a guy your build. It's not going to take long for that stuff to show up, I don't think.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll obviously keep you informed along with people who are listening to this as if they were to even care if I were to be losing weight.
They already turned the episode off by now.
Well, yeah, when you mentioned that an elementary child got ran over by an 18-wheeler, probably.
I didn't use quite that vernacular, but yeah.
You got freaking smushed, so you definitely.
Oh my fucking god!
Definitely didn't help the case here. But anyway, we've survived WrestleMania 10. Not to say that it was a bad show or anything, but maybe we're heading towards a new era, a new generation in the World Wrestling Federation. Bret Hart is the new WWF World Champion. Razor Ramon is still the Intercontinental Champion. He won the ladder match over Shawn Michaels. Both the Bret Hart versus Owen and Razor Shawn matches at WrestleMania 10 were phenomenal in their own right. for two entirely different reasons. The whole show, I think we'll say we thoroughly enjoyed it comparatively to anything else that we've seen for the most part.
Yeah, I would say so. And then I would even go as far as to say it's up there with some of the WCW shows we've seen. And that's big praise because some of the WCW pay-per-views we've watched have been pretty solid. I mean, it's hit or miss a lot of the time. But with that said, I think moving forward, now watching the show with context, WrestleMania 10 moves from my guilty pleasure, let's say, to probably one of my top 5 WrestleManias of all time. So, that's a pretty big statement. That's a bold statement, but I'm willing to make it just because, I always knew it was good. I didn't realize how good until, last week. So watching it full the way through, like I said, I've maybe only done that once where I've gone from start to finish. Doing it this time, making it maybe my second or third time watching it all the way through, again, with that context, made a world of difference. So I really enjoyed it.
As did I, and I'm sure other people have as well. And when we gave back the listener feedback, they all seem to enjoy it as well. So if you haven't seen WrestleMania 10, I suggest you just get that WWE Network and check it out. Why not? It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, brother.
This week here, though, we only have observer notes. There's no house show notes because they kind of took the week off leading into the big event. You don't want any injuries or anything. And syndication was pretty much just, hey, buy the pay-per-view. So we'll just go into some background noise, or not background noise, background news to see maybe what we'll see in the future and maybe in what's going on backstage. But Mania 10, according to the observer readers, was a pretty damn good show. 75% of the fans who voted gave it a thumbs up.
Whew.
Razor and Shawn were voted the best match, while Luger and Yoko was voted the worst match.
Really? Over the Doink and Bam Bam? Oof.
Well, even over Quake and Bomb. I mean, that went 30 seconds.
Sure, that was a 30-second match, yeah.
So they would rather see Quake and Bomb
in a 30-second squash.
Right, than Luger and Yoko in a 15-minute nerve hold. So
WWF title match.
Right.
Yeah.
So a major point of business here is, what are we going to get on the house shows moving forward? What are the matchups that we're going to see? And at least the first few weeks, these are the matches that we'll see. Bret Hart defending the WWF World Championship against either Owen or Yokozuna.
Okay.
Yokozuna versus Earthquake in some cities. Lex Luger versus Mr. Perfect. WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against Diesel. WWF Tag Team Champions Quebecers defending against the Head Shrinkers. Jeff Jarrett against Sparky Plug. And IRS taking on Tatanka.
So really not a huge departure, kind of a continuation. I mean, some natural progression in there. Of course, you have naturally Diesel inserted against Razor, which they've kind of planted the seeds over the last couple of months. So that'll be interesting. I think moving forward, Diesel's going to go from a background character to like foreground, I'm in your face character.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting to see because, again, from match 1 on WWF programming, I've been a Diesel guy. So I'm looking forward to him progressing his character even further, which it does drastically need. He's definitely made strides since he's debuted, but he still needs quite a bit of work in that department. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to Bret being our fucking champion and hopefully around a lot more than once a month, which kind of felt like what we've gotten with Yoko over the last couple of months. So with that said, it's going to be also kind of a bummer to see where Yokozuna ends up because judging by what you just said, Bob, it's not nearly the positioning that I would prefer for him, but I think that's kind of what he's garnered due to, the product that he's put out. So that's kind of a bummer. It's a bummer to think of where Adam Bomb is going to end up in all of this because, again, I don't know, man. I think it's a free fall from here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty optimistic. Again, that seems pretty middle of the road moving forward. Nothing, out on a ledge. So I'm looking forward to see how those certain pairings kind of carry us the next couple of months.
I'm intrigued by them all, to be honest with you. Brett Owen is your main event. Will be pretty good. Luger perfect. Whatever. I can do
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. I don't know.
I know. I'm not a big fan of either one of them, but
at this point,
they're
no.
names. They're names, you know.
Right.
Ramon Diesel could be decent. Shrinkers, Quebecers. That's an interesting
lineup
to go with.
Sure.
Jarrett Plug, it just seems like a filler.
Yeah, throwaway.
IRS Tatanka seems to be getting some heated traction.
Yeah.
So. I'm not totally against it. That could be a good A group, you know, if that's what they want to go with.
Yeah, I agree.
The Steiner brothers aren't in any plans for the WWF, but they are still under contract until mid-December.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even think they were with the company anymore. That's how it feels.
Yeah, the last time we saw them was on like a Superstars in February.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been at least a month.
Yeah. Kind of a big fall, too. I mean, from the fall of 93, they were the tag champs, feuding with the Quebecers, Survivor Series in the main event. And then as soon as like December hit, it was just Mount Mission now as their top tag team or something.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And I don't even know what to chalk it up to. Like, I just...
There's only so much you can do in the division before you just kind of run out. You get stale, maybe.
Well, and I think that's maybe the case that they came in so hot, destroyed everybody, but then didn't win the belts, you know, and hold them for very long.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but
that is true. I mean, they came in, they steamrolled everybody, won the belts in June, lost them by September.
Yeah, and it was so quick.
Again.
Right. So I think it's almost like an early bloomer. Like, okay, we've done that. It's not like, okay, make them go for the IC title. They just won the WWF title. Try giving them an IC title run. You can't. It's tag team championships or nothing. So I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons. But again, we also heard reports of the Steiners asking for more money or expecting more money. So that could play a factor in it, where other teams like Men on a Mission are like, hey, pay us $10 and a hot dog. We'll go out there and fucking make fools of ourselves for, 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but if it's me, I'm finding any reason I can to get either both Steiners on my show or at least one of them as often as possible.
Well, I would prefer just Scott. I don't really need Rick, but...
Well, regardless, whoever.
Well, Scott did the opening for IcoPod, so I have to say that.
Well, he's actually at Bob's apartment right now, has him in a headlock, and is going to apply pressure if Bob doesn't say that.
He is threatening with the Steiner recliner.
Yeah, and that's not the chair in Bob's living room either, guys.
No, and every time I get up to get a snack or drink, he's always like, "Big bad booty daddy," and he's just staring at me, and this is weird.
Yeah, and if you listen really close. If we both just be nice and quiet, you can hear his chainmail. Can you hear it? Those aren't paper clips. That's his fucking chainmail.
Shut up, he's here. He's here. Hey, Scotty, he's fine. Oh yeah, go. That M isn't for morons, it's for Michigan. March to WrestleMania 10. That special got a 3.5 rating, which may have been helped by the movie Rambo that premiered on the USA Network, because that got a 6.0. It's a pretty big rating for the time.
First of all, I need to correct you. It's not called fucking Rambo.
It's called Rambo.
First Blood.
It says, he said Rambo.
Yeah, well, that's not the title of the movie. Rambo is the main character.
He's the main character, right. But that's what Dave said.
Well, Dave's fucking wrong.
He helped out by Rambo.
First Blood, probably part 2, if I had to guess.
Well, what year was it released in 94? Was it released in 94?
No.
93?
I don't think so.
Well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Those are 80s movies, man.
Well, fine.
Okay, we're going to see if the First Blood was released in the 90s.
Probably not. I can't imagine it was.
I don't think
I've ever seen a Rambo movie.
Oh, you're fucking missing out, man.
That's too violent.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like violence.
Yeah, so First Blood Part 3 was released in 1985.
Okay, so they're all 80s movies then.
Yes. So I don't know if that necessarily popped the ratings.
That's what it got. It was a 6.0.
We're talking a 10-year-old movie at that point.
Well, I got a 6.0, so
Well,
I must have done pretty well. Again, no house show notes. There's no syndication. So we're going right into it. It's the night after WrestleMania. Of course, here in more recent years, the night after WrestleMania has arguably become one of the biggest nights in wrestling history. But let's just put that into context for this episode. Let's pretend that this is 2019, this show right now. I want you to get amped for debuts, for returns, for title matches that are technically non-title, and just everything else. And then Austin making farting noises. Yes. Let's do it. Are you ready? Are you ready, Austin, for this or what?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, great.
That's what Bob pulled on me before we get on there. Oh, are you ready to record tonight, Bob? Let's go.
I was trying to get a snooze in because usually you're the one that's like, hey man, it's 6:40, just got on. I'd be like, yeah, bitch, I have my computer open since 5:50, but you're never on time. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll take a nap for about 40 minutes. And then at 5:45, you're like, I'm her, and I'm like, fuck.
Damn right. Tonight is the night. I'm firing on all cylinders, and you're probably watching baseball as you do this with us.
Ironically, I'm waiting until 6:40 for the Braves-Reds game to start because I have the Reds starting. Listen, that story, me saying that is way more interesting than you telling us about a 9-year-old kid getting ran over by a tractor trailer and the tractor trailer then backing up over the child again.
Oh, my fucking God. Are you saying you turned him into a fruit roll-up for 50 calories each?
If it's 50 calories, why the fuck not?
Christ. Let's get this shizzo on the Rizzoed.
I really hope people understand sense of humor.
Shit.
All right. WWF Raw, Monday Night Raw. March 21st, 1994. We are live from Poughkeepsie, New York. We got our Raw opening video. And Vince McMahon, whose voice is almost completely gone, is on commentary with Randy Macho Man Savage. McMahon mentions that Bret Hart is the new WWF World Champion. Of course, Savage takes the time to be like, you know what? I would have been the 3-time WWF World Champion if it wasn't for that crush. So I don't know if Savage is referencing the February 28th episode or the fact that he just doesn't remember that he fought Crush in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and that was not for the WWF World Title. I don't know. He wasn't involved in anything in the World Championship last night, so maybe Macho's just losing it.
Yeah, and speaking of Macho losing it, I don't know if you noticed, Bob, but it looked like he was either at a luau before they went live or going to one, because he had probably the most cliche Hawaiian bathing suit themed pink outfit on that I've ever seen in my life. Don't know where that gear came from. We haven't seen him in that gear before, but yeah, that's not the guy who just won a street fight in my book.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's on vacation because he knows that for the foreseeable future he'll be right at that commentary table.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing nothing, we go to our first match of the evening. It is the WWF World Tag Team Champions, the Quebecers, taking on the Bushwhackers in a non-title match. Yeah, let me repeat that for you. The tag team champions, the Quebecers, in a non-title match against the fucking Bushwhackers.
And no, this is not February 1993.
No.
This is fucking 94, and the Bushwhackers are opening up our show. And all I have here, Bob, is if this is where we're headed after WrestleMania 10, send me back to the first episode of fucking Raw, because I'm not ready for these assholes again.
There's a few things over the next couple of weeks that are just like, what are we doing? Because at the end of WrestleMania 10, we're like, future's looking bright. We're going young. It's going to be great. And then you come back with the fucking Bushwhackers, Butch and Luke here. To be honest with you, I can tell these guys apart, Butch and Luke, but partially, I don't care enough to make sure that I did tell them correctly apart. But for what I'm going to be describing, we'll just assume that one of them, at some point I got it right.
Okay.
Bushwhackers attack Quebecers before the bell in the corner polo until he's pulled out of the ring by the champions. Quebecers attack the Bushwhackers as they play to the crowd. Bushwhackers bite the buttocks of the champions. Double clothesline sends Pierre over the top to the floor. Pierre accidentally drops a forearm on his partner's chest. Jacques accidentally hits Polo with the right hand. Bushwhackers work over Jacques for a few moments. Jacques scoop slams Luke and manages to tag in Pierre, but Pierre is worked over on by Butch. Butch sends Pierre hard chest first into the corner and connects with a standing fist drop. Back from a commercial, the Quebecers work over Luke. Jacques scoop slams Pierre onto Luke for a near fall. Jacques backdrops Pierre onto Luke for another near fall. Pierre misses a splash off the top as Luke got his boot up. Butch gets tagged in and he takes care of Pierre with a backdrop and a right hand to the midsection of Jacques. The ever classic battering ram to Jacques and Pierre. Polo enters the ring and attacks Butch during a pin attempt. The Bushwhackers have Polo, but Pierre connects with a running knee to the back of Butch, and he wins the match. Now, after the match, the Quebecers and Polo celebrate their win. What say you, Austin?
Well, first of all, if there's a team I hate more than the Quebecers, it is the Bushwhackers. So for me, this was like lowest you can get. Not a fan of either team. Really kind of did not care about this match. Wrote very minimal notes. And for me, that's not usual because even though I know Bob is usually the play-by-play guy, I'll still write out the match. So the fact that I had very minimal notes for this one kind of goes to show where I was at with it. I did note a couple of different things here as far as a lot of sandbagging. And it's nothing new, but as far as the Bushwhackers are concerned, I don't know if they just don't know how to help their opponents or what, or they're trying to be heavy for Pierre because Pierre's kind of stiff. But there's a lot of sandbagging on moves. No help pickup wise. Just looked weird. Like, why are they not working together? I don't know. It was bizarre to me. Maybe it's an old school thing. Either way, not a fan of that because it was obvious that there were some points of struggle even sometimes. Vince on commentary also thanked the Union Baptist Church of Connecticut for being Little Richard's chorus at WrestleMania, which I thought was very funny that he specifically shouted them out this week. All I could think of that was cracking me up is it must be Vince's local church that he goes to. And he's like, yeah, they're good. Get them. They're good. And he wants to really put his church over. But I don't know. I'm sure that's not the case. I thought it was funny either way. We also got here almost a departure for Johnny Polo because matches before this, especially those on Raw, Polo's shown almost as much as Jacques and Pierre are. Like the camera's always on Polo. He's always talking into the camera. Polo's fucking sometimes all we see in the match.
Yes, sometimes you miss action in the ring, like kind of big spots because they want to go to Polo who's talking crap on the floor.
Yes. So for this one, it was kind of a departure for that. So Polo really was barely heard or seen until the little spot that they did here at the end. So I thought that was weird too. Not that I'm complaining because I'm not a big fan of Polo's character. I really don't get it. I don't know if he gets it either. But yeah, I thought that was weird. Kind of a departure for Johnny Polo. As far as the match, man, I barely cared about the finish. I don't even think that I saw the whole thing because it ended up being Polo interferes and then they just go into a roll up or something, don't they?
Yeah, a roll up from behind.
Right. So the fact that the tag champs aren't beating the Bushwhackers fucking fair and square clean, I don't know. I feel like Jacques and Pierre haven't got a clean win in quite a while. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. I
don't think they have.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. I don't know what the thought process here was for that. This is we go off of WrestleMania, which is like future, 100% ready to go. We're back in 1980s with this match. It's just a weird decision, I thought.
Well, I think it's well documented about my disliking of the Bushwhackers.
You told me they were your favorite team.
That's a blatant lie, and never under any circumstance would I say that.
No.
They are it's just so boring, so played out. Their character today would never even fly because of the whole Me Too movement. They would never be able to just lick people's foreheads in the front row unsolicited. That would just be reports just waiting to happen.
I would do it.
Of course you would. Yeah, no, I thought it was just a brutal match to watch. The Quebecers, like you said, not even be able to beat them clean really damages your team, in my opinion. So
I don't get it. I don't get what. Okay, so it's a fan appeal thing. Like the fans fucking love the Bushwhackers because
I don't even know how true that is.
I don't know. I think it's true, especially for the younger crowd. Like the little kids love the Bushwhackers. But like, who gives a fuck about the little kids?
The Bushwhackers are your drunk uncles that just go around and lick people.
And they like break your shit while they're over, and it's like,
Yeah.
fuck. But like, they're your uncles, so you can't really bitch at them. And then as soon as they leave, you're like, oh my God, thank God. Can't wait till I don't have to see them until next Thanksgiving. Like we see them a couple times a year. That's it.
Yeah.
For the holidays.
That's pretty much my perception of them.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't see them ever again, but that's probably wishful thinking at this point.
After WrestleMania 11, they can have their Raw time. The one Raw WrestleMania 11.
They'll probably be the tag champions by WrestleMania 11.
Probably.
At this point. Vince McMahon is with Johnny Polo and the Quebecers. Polo says that they will take on anybody, any challengers. They're not afraid of anybody. Captain Lou is out there too, and he asks if the Quebecers will accept a challenge from a tag team that he has put together. And he wants the belts on the line. The Quebecers, assuming, they seemingly don't think that Captain Lou really has anything for them to worry about. They agree to that stipulation. So Captain Lou has found apparently a new tag team that will be coming to the WWF. They have never been in a match apparently, and they are going to get a tag title shot.
I just like how nonchalant the tag champs were about this in Polo. They were just kind of like, sure, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
I feel like they've always been like that for open challenges.
Well, and the thing is, like, as a fan, how am I supposed to care if they don't even care? Yeah, we'll do it.
Right. They didn't even think twice, but they didn't even huddle together. They're just like, sure.
They literally just didn't seem to give a fuck.
Maybe the point of it is for Captain Lou to come across like he's just an idiot and they have nothing to worry about.
I don't know. Well, because it's funny because now that you mention that, I do have it noted here. Jacques basically accepts it and says, sure. He calls Captain Lou Albano a nobody.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a nobody. So yeah, we'll accept it. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. But still, it's just, I don't know. I want my heels to argue and bitch and be like, no, we're not doing it. And then I want them to argue with each other and be like, I don't know, more heels instead of being like, yeah, we're a fighting tag team. We cheat to win every match.
Well, I didn't take them as being fighting champions. I took them as them saying it's an easy, whoever you got is an easy thing. And it's not a big deal.
But he says anybody. What if it's Giant Gonzalez and Earthquake?
Oh.
We're fucked.
I'm telling you right now, the reveal better be a new tag team. Because he's saying a tag team that he has found.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
So it has to be somebody that, two guys that, we've never seen team before.
What if it's Pillman and Austin?
The Hollywood Blondes, that would be hilarious.
Holy shit.
They just come out just like,
like nothing. That would have been cool.
Watch it be Paul Roma and Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Oh my fucking God.
That would be terrific.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm taking it as, because really, who's fucking Lou Albano gonna bring out?
Repo Man and the Berserker.
Oh shit.
So my car dealership and Repo's car alarm thing, that fell through. So we're back. We're gonna fight.
I don't know. If it's not anybody new, I probably don't give a fuck about who it's gonna be.
Yeah. So hopefully in the coming weeks, we will find out just who will be challenging the Quebecers
George South.
and the Gambler.
Fucking Black Scorpion or whatever.
There you go.
The Executioner.
The Ding Dongs.
Yes.
It's going to be Charlie Norris and the Shockmaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Sounds like an undefeated team to me. We go into stills from WrestleMania 10. Lex Luger's dream of winning the WWF Championship was ruined by Mr. Perfect. Razor Ramon retaining the WWF Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match against Shawn Michaels is shown. And, of course, Bret Hart winning the WWF World Championship from Yokozuna is also noted. And then we go backstage where Tatanka is just kind of getting ready for his upcoming match. We get a segment with IRS, and he presents the reasons to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
He says that paying taxes, they are a privilege, and that tax cheats like to see the national debt rise. And he says that he will make everyone work every day and holidays if he catches them cheating on their taxes.
Yeah, they plugged it as, oh, this is going to be IRS's top 10 list, which, mind you, he gave us maybe 3.
Yeah, it wasn't top 10.
And the numbers were really weird. So it's kind of going through it here a little bit more with a fine tooth comb here. Why you should pay your taxes, rule number 49. And IRS, just like Bob says, paying your taxes are a privilege. That's why you should do it. So then we go into, people are bad tax cheats because reason number 16. They like to watch the national debt rise and rise, he says. And repercussion number 38, if you get caught cheating, as again Bob said, he's going to have IRS being he is going to have you working all the time, weekends, and all the holidays. So he's counting down here to April 15th with this little vignette, and I have a feeling this isn't going to be the only one we get with IRS. I enjoy IRS. I think he's pretty creative being able to come up with shit about a fucking tax guy because I wouldn't know what to fucking say. Mind you, it's bullshit, but it's better than some of the other bullshit we've seen. So I like IRS. Bob hates him for some reason. I think it's because it's not Tatanka and he doesn't have a scalp worth ripping out.
No, it's not that I hate IRS. I like Money Incorporated. I really did. I really do.
For Ted. You liked him for Ted.
Well, yeah, but IRS is a good character. It's just that he's so boring in the ring.
He is, but I like IRS better than Ted.
How and what? No. There's no way.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
That's boring.
I'm going to kick you off of this and get Mike Campbell, and he's going to be my new co-host. Ted, how is Ted boring? IRS
maybe a 5-star Ted DiBiase match.
Him and
Him
and Jim Duggan in Mid-South.
You kissed my ass with that.
DiBiase against Coco Beware at some time in like 1990.
Nope.
DiBiase against the Ultimate Warrior. DiBiase and Virgil twice. Yes, yeah, that's a great call. Good one. DiBiase's
character, both of them.
DiBiase was technically ready for this. Technically, was a part of the 1992 Royal Rumble, which is arguably considered the best Royal Rumble ever. Now,
because
but sure, he was in it for a minute. Doesn't matter. He was still in it, so technically, he is a 5-star wrestler. He was in that Royal Rumble.
Technically, Bob's full of shit.
No, I am not full of shit. Him and IRS against the Mega Maniacs.
Yeah, that's because IRS.
5-star. No, absolutely not. DiBiase wrestling against Dustin Rhodes on an episode of Superstars in late 1990, 5-star match. Hercules. He had a really good match with Hercules probably once. Hogan. He had a bunch of 7-star matches with Hogan.
Well, naturally.
Yeah. Omega and
Ted.
That other fella.
Oh, Omega and Ted had a killer match.
Omega and Okada, right? They basically took their formula of their matches were from DiBiase and Hogan.
Who do you think the agents were?
Right.
Yeah.
But like, who do you think does what's Omega's finisher name again?
Which one?
The Kenny Omega.
Oh, the One Wing Angel?
Yeah. DiBiase did that first.
DiBiase does that as just a regular move.
Right. But he did it first. Omega took it from him.
DiBiase did it better.
Well, duh. Because as he was doing it, he'd be laughing.
He innovated it.
Yeah.
He'd put the dollar in their mouth and then hit the move.
Right. And then actually when they landed, there was change in their mouth because of the impact. It would crumble the $100 bill and it would just be a bunch of just coins in there. So he's also a magician. So, fun fact.
He called it the change exchange.
There you go. There you go.
Holy Christ.
Right? God.
Point taken, Bob. Point taken.
I wish I could go back in time and travel because I would go up to DiBiase in like 1986. Dude, trust me on this. This needs to be your finish.
Fucking do it. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, "How the hell am I gonna get Warrior on my shoulders?" And then like flip over. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, "Just do it. Just trust me."
Whatever.
33 years from now, 33 or 34 years from now, people are gonna be loving it, and you'll be the guy that did it first. And he's gonna be like, "I don't think so." It's all right. Anyway, we go to our second match of the evening. It is Tatanka, my boy.
Chris Hemsworth.
Tatanka. Chris Hemsworth. Where the hell did you get that from?
That's his opponent.
No, it's not.
Who is it?
Chris Hamrick.
Same thing.
I can't believe that you're just disrespecting Chris Hamrick like this. I'm about to praise Chris Hamrick, and you're just like, yeah, Chris Hemsworth. This isn't fucking Thor.
Isn't the hammock the thing you set up between trees and you sleep on?
That's a hammock. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Why do
We lay on the hammock.
Oh god. Why?
The guy looks like a fucking albino.
Why?
I don't know. He doesn't tan.
No, but why am I doing this podcast with you?
Because everybody's got a price.
I am so. You can check out our Redbubble store.
Is better.
You can just buy a shirt. That way I can not do this anymore and ditch Austin. All right.
I'm the lifeblood of this goddamn show.
You are the worst part of this show. I'll tell you that right now. Tatanka against Chris Hamrick.
Tell us about Hemi. What do he do?
He did a whole lot of nothing. Tatanka early on with an atomic drop and a knee to the midsection, a backdrop, some chops, a back suplex. Tatanka avoids an attack here, and Hamrick goes flying through the ropes, crashing to the floor. The crowd was just like, what the hell was that? That guy's dead.
They all stood out of their seats. First of all, he splattered on the floor. He done.
It was not delicate. He freaking his whole body weight, entire back, just right to the ground.
Yeah, no brace, just fucking down.
Yeah, probably. Well, not even probably. Without question, the only spot in an enhancement match that we would likely ever remember.
I'll say this is the bump of the night.
Bump of like our podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Owen took a hell of a spill over on his fucking knee in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, that is true.
That is gross.
That is, in the torque on that is pretty gross. But this one, all right, so this one's up there. This is definitely top 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just completely all on his back. I don't know how he's walking today, but
ropes like a fucking torpedo.
Yeah, he's just slid right through the middle rope.
Right.
Doesn't even hit the ropes, no bracing, just kudos to Hamrick for that one. He probably could afford a hammock because of that spot, to be honest with you, from the pay.
It looks like a fruit roll-up. Remember, those are only 50 calories.
And if you have 7 of them, it's only 350. Tatanka with a vertical suplex and a power slam. This gets pretty good amount of time here, about 5 minutes or so. Tatanka goes on a warpath, and he connects with an overhand chop and the Samoan drop, which is called the end of the trail, for the win.
Yeah, it was really not too much to see here. Vince did call Tatanka's feathers, his war feathers, a hair dress instead of a headdress, which I thought was pretty funny that Vince is, like, doesn't care enough to get the phrasing right. He also mentions on commentary a Bill Clinton impersonator was reported to be in Miami, as of course the real president was just at WrestleMania last night, so there's no way he's in Miami yet. And I agree with him. That was the real guy we saw at WrestleMania. We covered that. So they must have a pretty good impersonator down in Miami, Florida at this time. But I thought that was pretty funny that they made reference to that. We saw a lot of basic stuff from Tatanka here. Really nothing out of the ordinary. More ribbing on Fink ensued at the commentary table, which is getting a little bit old at this point. Savage also made a comment about Michael Jordan, saying that it's not what you make, it's what you save. And I assume this is during his maybe decision to go into baseball or something.
Yep, that would definitely be the case.
Yep. So that's kind of what I picked up there. So they make mention of that. Again, more pop culture referencey bullshit that they're trying to squeeze in here. We did start to get some repeating moves, so I felt like maybe these guys went a minute or two too long.
Yeah.
And then we got into, of course, the Warpath, into the finish. I think this whole thing could have been done in 2 minutes. It felt like it went 10. I don't know how long it went. Do you have a timing, Bob?
No, it went less than 5, but I think it was around like 4.5 or so.
It felt like it took forever.
See, to me, it did. I thought it was not too bad. It definitely went longer than it needed to.
Yes.
But I think Hamrick's bunch of spots he did pretty well selling for Tatanka.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Probably one of Tatanka's better enhancement matches, because if you put Tatanka in there by comparison with like Mike Sharp, even if they go 2 minutes, you're going to want to blow your brains out.
Yeah.
Or get run over by an 18-wheeler. And then, but with Hamrick here, this to me, it flew by for 4 minutes of a match. They did repeat some things, but that's bound to happen.
Running out of shit, basically.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, and not so much for me. Again, I think it felt a lot longer than I thought it did, because Tatanka's had some really good, fast-paced, action-packed little matches. And I don't really feel like that was this one. Again, though, giving some credit to the enhancement guy, he took a hell of a spill to the outside and really bumped around for Tatanka, made Tatanka look pretty good. So, yeah, middle of the road, we've seen better from Tatanka. So I don't want to sing too many praises here, but yeah, that's what we got to round out our second match of the night. So we've gotten Bushwhackers and the tag team champs, and then we got Tatanka versus Hammerlock, the frog here. So yeah, that's where we're at for this episode of Raw, folks.
If you're not excited for the remainder of the year, just based off those 2 matches, I don't know what else will.
Right.
Bushwhackers and Tatanka against Chris Hamrick. Come on. I love it.
This is the future.
Yeah. This is what we're going to build our company on. You're going to be rolling in the money for many years to come. Todd Pettengill with another WrestleMania 10 report. Pictures of all the celebrities involved with the event. And then Todd just reminds us about the encore presentation, which, again, I don't understand why we're doing encore presentations when they literally told us everything that already happened.
Like all the finishes. We've seen pictures of WrestleMania. We know who the champs are at this point. Todd also said, he's such a cornball. He also says here, if I had $1 for every limousine I saw last night, I'd be a rich man. Yeah. Mm-hmm, I bet. Maybe $1 or $2 you'd probably have at the end of the night there, Todd. It feels so much like kind of a shill at this point. Like, okay, like WrestleMania is done. You don't have to tell us how big an event it was. Either we watched it or we fucking didn't. We know the encores because you've already told us probably twice at this point when it's playing. Now it feels like a shill. Like they're really shilling it to you. Like, just buy it again. So many celebrities were there. Who are you? You want to miss it? Are you serious? Just fucking buy it. If you bought it when it was live last night, buy it again next week.
Stupid
shit.
Just buy the tape.
Literally in 3 weeks they tend to come out lately for
fucking
$15.
Yeah, what was it with WrestleMania 9?
Turnaround was crazy.
It was out by the end of the month.
Right.
It's just like, why even buy the encore when in 2 weeks after the encore you can get the tape forever?
Right. Save your fucking whatever it is, $40 at this point or whatever. Buy the fucking tape for $12 and call it a day.
Literally. But apparently WWF fans aren't the brightest. But hey, whatever. We go to our third contest after a commercial break, and it is Big Daddy Cool Diesel taking on Luscious. Not a stripper. This is a gentleman by the name of Luscious.
No, what's his name?
Luscious.
He had a last name too, though, didn't he?
I'm just writing down Luscious.
It was like a Hispanic-based last name.
We'll go Luscious Gomez.
I don't know what it was. It was something weird though, but I don't.
Luscious Alvarez.
Don't get me wrong. I don't have it written down either. And by the way, you skipped over the Tatanka Ico Pro ad, so fuck you for that.
Well, I told you moving forward that I would be ignoring that.
Well, then you're a POS. So yeah, I don't know what the fucking guy's name is. He looked like a cross between like Carlos Colon and like an Indian Bozo the Clown. That's what I got from him.
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah,
to be reminded of. So
that's what we're getting here. So mind you, think of the 5-star classics we've gotten on this card so far. I don't know how this match is going to live up. Maybe it'll be a 6-star match. Who knows? But give it to us straight, Bob. How did Carlos Colon and Diesel get along here? The young whippersnapper.
Well, Bobo Brazil didn't really get a whole lot of offense here as Diesel dominates with several blows to the midsection and head. Side slam, snake eyes, a big boot, and the power bomb. And Diesel just walks out nonchalant. No, not a big deal. Hardly any work for Diesel this week here on Raw.
Yeah, it was another decent enhancement match. We've seen better. I personally like when Diesel's wicked aggressive and like kills the fucking guy. Yeah. This one he's more cool, collected, just kind of walks through the match. Very Bam Bam Bigelow-esque, I would say, as of late. But I did notice a couple things. So, first of all, we're getting a lot of Diesel chants, a lot of positive Diesel chants. That struck me as interesting because, again, last night he was thrown out of the building and getting huge boos in Madison Square Garden. So that's interesting to me here that, again, he's getting some positive reactions out of the crowd. He hits a really solid jackknife, just drops him right down. The crowd kind of popped on it. The commentators put it over huge. And we're getting replays on Raw, which up until this point, I don't know if I remember getting replays in the moment. Like
no.
So that I wanted to make note of too, because we get a replay of the jackknife here. They have a small graphic for.
Well, they did that for the Hamrick bump.
Yes, they had a replay for him.
I did realize that too.
Yes. So that was definitely interesting too. So okay, we get a couple of things here. Diesel gets a decent showing. We're getting replays, and it just seems in general, especially with some of the lighting that they've been using, that they're really trying to step up production. So hopefully that's going to be the case moving forward, because even subtle changes like that are going to make it feel drastically different from 1993. Also, if they decide to pick some decent buildings as compared to high school gyms, that'll also help. So we'll see moving forward, but those are just a couple subtle things I noticed here in this match. I'm still a Diesel guy. I'm looking forward to the rise of Diesel, and I think he's got almost all of his ducks in a row at this point. We're getting close. So yeah, again, middle of the road, nothing spectacular like, oh my God, that was a great enhancement match, but nothing horrible either. We're getting there.
I feel like we might be seeing some big things from Diesel.
I agree.
The night after Mania, you're doing this, might be a little message. Be like, hey, watch out for this fella.
Buddy.
We get a video promoting next week's featured match. And it is Rick the Model Martel. That's right. Former AWA World Champion. Rick the Model Martel. Okay, he's pretty good. His match at Mania 10 got scrapped for time, but he's all right. He's taking on Lex Luger. The Lex Express is not lost. It made its way on the highway. It's fine. They will be squaring off in singles action.
The only thing I could think of was, why weren't these guys tagging up before?
Luger and Martel tagging?
Yeah, when Luger was a heel.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Hello, that's fucking perfect.
Well, we mentioned before, like, how they had all the same acts. Like, they had a whole bunch of guys with the same kind of attitudes.
Right. So, like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And instead, we're getting this bullshit. Again, 1986 shit.
You never know. Luger and Martel could be a barn burner. You never know.
Yeah, right. I wish it would burn my fucking barn down if I had to watch it.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I just have no interest. Like, especially Luger needs somebody who's gonna. Luger needs Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart
Or Chris Hamrick.
If it's anybody else other than those three, you're fucked. Maybe probably Owen Hart too.
Mm.
But yeah, anybody else, yeah, you're in deep shit. The match is gonna blow probably.
Most likely.
So I don't know. Who cares? Like, whatever. What is this match gonna mean? Nothing.
Yeah.
Luger's gonna win. I'll tell you that right now. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt as to who's winning. Rick Martel carries no weight here. He doesn't have.
I feel like they think he does, but he fucking doesn't.
Yeah, he has no credibility.
It's insane.
If you wanted to give him credibility, he should have won the Intercontinental Championship when he came back.
And held it for a little while.
For like a month or two.
Yeah.
He could have dropped it.
Right.
But they decided not to do that. So
right.
He's just he's basically just an enhancement guy with a name at this point.
You have no class.
You have no style. Tatanka, I haven't beat you in 2.5 years. But by God, I will not stop trying to beat you.
No wins.
No wins. I lose every time to you.
I hold no weight in the WWF.
I hold no titles. My win-loss is pretty fucking bad.
My skin is, how you say, flabby.
The only leather that I have is my skin tone.
Oh, fucking A. There you go. There's his gimmick right there. He just runs himself down.
Yeah, he just insults himself. Right. This header is a toupee. It's not even real.
It came out of a can.
I gave it to Fink at WrestleMania 10, and he got a bigger reaction than I do. You're fucking kidding me. This spray bottle? It's just orange juice. It's not even perfume. It's orange juice.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I'm over it.
We love you, Rick Martel. It's all right. Never forget.
Go back to Cocoa fucking Beach.
Yeah. What's your favorite Rick Martel match?
The one where Larry fucking King stretches his skin over his own body to make his hide. That's my favorite match.
I think we're talking about two different Rick Martels. Because I don't know what you're talking about. My favorite one is the blindfold match.
Larry King and Martel have the same skin. Both just leathery, worn out, flabby.
Larry King, like the host?
Yes.
No. Larry King is just old. Larry King has looked like he's 85 years old for 67 years.
Hence why they have the same skin.
Yeah, but it's not leathery. He's just old.
Martel could be 20 and his skin looks that like fucking gross.
You know what? Rick Martel and Eric Bischoff, have you ever seen them in the same room at the same time?
Son of a bitch.
There you go.
Easy E.
There you go. Why do you think WCW overtook WWF?
Because they had class.
Because guess what?
Good style.
Because guess what? Eric Bischoff. Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. You have to look it up. Eric Bischoff is, in fact, Rick Martel.
Yeah, take that, Conrad.
Yeah. So, Rick Martel uses Blue Chew.
Yeah, Blue Chew on these nuts.
Yeah. So,
we're breaking news here on
seriously, have you ever seen Rick Martel and Eric Bischoff in the same room, even on the camera at the same time? No.
That's who was under the blindfold at WrestleMania. Eric Bischoff.
It's Eric Bischoff.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Rick Martel is the reason why the Monday Night Wars happened.
He came up with the NWO.
For sure. He told Luger, jump. Just go.
Give it a couple of years, brother.
We'll be fine.
Do this thing. We want you.
Yeah. Notice how here we go. Ready? Notice how Tatanka never went to WCW?
Right. It's because Martel and him never got along.
There you go.
Martel never forgot it. So when he was running WCW,
thank you.
Guess who ain't in fucking MWO?
Thank you.
There you go.
That's why Virgil was.
Right.
Rick Martel and Virgil got along.
Buddies. Backstage.
They were both the Yo-Bro movement.
Right. They were chowing on breadsticks, soup, salad. You fucking
getting that fuck money.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it. Next time Tatanka cries to me about not going into the NWO, because we're good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, well, Rick Martel basically Tomahawk hopped your ass to unemployment. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh my God. Okay. After a commercial break, we return for an interview where Vince McMahon is chatting with the new WWF World Champion, Bret Hitman Hart. McMahon believes that fate was on Bret Hart's side yesterday afternoon. Bret says that he will take on all challengers and he will give Yokozuna a rematch if he were to want one. McMahon discusses Bret Hart losing to Owen at WrestleMania 10. And there's a few people cheering in the crowd following that little announcement. Bret says that Owen won only one match. He's not going to let his career essentially defy him by one match. It's one match. He makes sure to point that he is the WWF World Champion and not his brother Owen. That's the only thing that matters. I walked out with the gold. I don't care that my brother beat me. I'm the WWF World Champion. That's all that matters. Pretty by the book promo here by Bret. A couple times stumbling over his words. Didn't even seem like it was a script type of thing. They might have just sent him out there to talk, and he's just like, So, what'd you think of Bret's little promo here?
Yeah, kind of disappointing, especially since some of the pre-taped promos we've gotten from Bret have really shown some fire.
Yeah.
So for him to be out here live and then kind of deliver I would say a flat promo, kind of sucked. I was a little disappointed. He basically quotes a Rolling Stones song in reference to Owen and what happens at WrestleMania. You know, he says you can't always get what you want, you know, in regards to Owen Hart defeating him, but sometimes you get what you need. And he says basically that's him winning the title. So he wanted to defeat Owen, he couldn't. He needed to win the championship, he did, and that's all that matters. So interesting kind of spin there to almost discredit Owen's win a little bit. I think that's going to come back to bite him in the ass as we move forward. But yeah, I was expecting a little bit better from Bret because we've seen some gems. And unfortunately, that's not what we got this time around live in the ring with Vince, who, again, his voice is getting worse by the moment as we go through, because even during this segment, it was very hoarse, you could tell.
Yeah, he was shot. His
Right.
voice was pretty much gone.
Right.
Johnny Polo interviewed Burt Reynolds right after WrestleMania 10, where Reynolds just puts over the wrestlers of the WWF, you know, being the best or whatever. But it kind of came across like Burt didn't want to talk to the guy. He's just like, I just want to go, dude.
Yeah, well, he was given one-word answers. It just feels very, forced. Oh, what did you think of WrestleMania? The best. What can you compare this to? Oh, nothing like I've ever seen before. Oh, what do you think of the WWF stars? Best athletes in the world. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He probably wanted to go bang Rhonda Shear, so.
Well, if you notice too, there it's like people are leaving the arena. It's literally after the event.
It's after the show, yeah.
They're starting to tear the ring down a little bit, so like the ropes are all loose. So he's like, listen, I did my time here. I'm fucking done. Give me my check. I'm out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're almost out of time here, but we got to go to our main event first. And this is going to be probably one of the biggest main events we'll ever have to cover on IcoPod. It's Double J, Jeff Jarrett, one of the greatest country music singers of all time, taking on Koko B. Ware.
The long-awaited, highly anticipated return match here for Koko. And I must say, before we get to Koko, Double J came out in a candy pink outfit with like gold shimmery trimmings, looking like a bona fide jackass.
Perfect.
Per usual.
Yeah.
So you knew this match was going to be special, right? Because he's gone out of his way to really just dress to the nines. And as Bob said, here we fucking go. The Birdman makes his entrance.
And I want to point out he is still wearing the high energy gear. So he's not giving up on Owen.
Matter of fact, before he came out, he was looking for Owen, saying, where the fuck is my partner?
Yeah, he did the old like over the shoulder. Yeah. Oh shoot. Owen's not. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he ditched me, right?
Oh, that's right. He just had a 5-star match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a main eventer. Oh shoot.
And I was butt fucking a bird. With my fruit roll up.
What? Well, that probably shaves off calories if you do. Anyway,
right, exercise.
That's well, of course.
Right.
Well, before the match even starts, though, and I believe it's during Jarrett's entrance here, we see Nikolai Volkoff is in the crowd. So the young movement here has continued. We have the Bushwhackers to start the show. We have Koko B. Ware in the main event of this episode. And then we have Nikolai Volkoff, front row. Seems like the complete opposite of what we should be doing.
Can somebody just assassinate him?
I hope to God that we have to watch him wrestle.
If we do, dude, and it's not against Giant Gonzalez, I'm going to be pissed.
I want Volkoff, Bret Hart, 25 minutes.
Draw.
Title held up. Match at King of the Ring. Double pin draw. 30-minute Iron Man match at SummerSlam. Draw 0-0. Submission match at Survivor Series. Nobody taps. In a half hour.
Taps.
Royal Rumble. Okay. An Iron Man match. Sudden death. Draw. Title still held up. WrestleMania 11. Okay. Iron Man match. Pinfall. Submission. No DQ. Pins anywhere. 1-1. Draw. Okay. And then we go to King of the Ring. Steel cage. Barbed wire ropes. Thumbtacks on the turnbuckles. Deathmatch submission. Terry Funk special referee. Plot twist. Terry Funk attacks both of them. Now it's a 3-way feud.
Does he come out of a box?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
If you're in the box, you get over. And then you go to SummerSlam 94 or 95 at this point. It's a 3-way. Title's been vacant for a year and a half. Your first ever Hell in a Cell.
Oh.
Volkoff, Terry, and Bret.
I wish you would fuck off.
All right. That's the 3-way feud. But then another plot twist. Okay. Koko B. Ware comes out. He's like, this is bullshit. He has got his parrot. He kills his parrot on pay-per-view.
It's a debut of Kane.
No.
Oh.
Koko kills his parrot on television, which crumbles the emotional stability of both everybody involved, Volkoff, Terry, and Bret. Pay-per-view comes to an end. Title still vacant.
No, the bird wins it.
No, the bird's dead.
Well, Undertaker is dead too.
Oh my God! Then you can have it.
Life.
Wait a minute. Because now you have an Undertaker Coco feud. Because Undertaker on Raw could come out and be like, Coco, I have Freddie, or whatever his parrot's name is, and he's alive. And then boom, perfect Coco Taker feud for like the rest of '95. Championship is still vacant.
And the winner has to wear the bird as a championship title.
There you go.
The carcass.
I ran out of ideas on my booking of that, so I don't know.
You know what would be a cool stipulation for a match?
What?
Is if you have to get a pinfall victory and a submission victory in the same match to win.
Interesting.
So you have to, not only you got to pin the guy, you got to make him submit too.
That is interesting.
That would be a good one.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably happened like in an Iron Man match, but you're saying that's the stipulation. Like you have to pin him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You have to do both.
You can pin me, but you can't make me tap, bitch.
Right. Ask John Cena.
I know. That's actually a really good point.
So that's what Nikolai and Brett are probably going to have at the next pay-per-view.
I'm excited.
Right.
Sign me the hell up.
Right. We'll get there.
Right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We got to stop going on these tirades of horrible booking ideas for 1995. Coco actually does get a entrance here, and I have it noted getting a pretty good reception, especially if you want to compare it to like what Earthquake got, which was like nothing when he came out.
Piped in, if anything.
Yeah, Coco was, you probably could see like 40 or 50 people in the crowd going like, yeah, all right.
It was visual. Yeah, you definitely visually saw people kind of excited to see him back.
Yeah. Jarrett takes Coco down with a hip toss early on, and then he taunts him a little bit. Coco with several shoulder blocks, causing Jarrett to go to the floor. Jarrett delivers a back elbow and a drop kick to stop Coco's momentum. Jarrett follows up with a snap suplex and an elbow drop. He misses a fist drop off the middle of rope. Coco with a couple of shoulder blocks, a clothesline, scoop slam, and an elbow drop off the ropes for a 2 count. Jarrett ducks a clothesline and plants Coco with a jumping DDT for the win. After the match, Jarrett taunts Randy Savage, who gets all fired up and wants to go after Jarrett, but Vince holds him back. Savage breaks free and goes to the middle turnbuckle and enters the ring, where he brawls with Jarrett for a couple of seconds. Savage sends Jarrett into Coco, who delivers an axe handle off the middle rope, and Jarrett is sent over the top to the floor. So that is probably Captain Lou's new tag team. Randy Savage, Coco Beware, gonna be going after the Quebecers. What did you think of this main event attraction and the aftermath?
Again, with Jeff Jarrett here, he basically got almost 0% of the offense in, hits his DDT, and wins. So I'm confused. I don't know what they're trying to pull with Jeff Jarrett. I don't know if they want us to be impressed but still hate the guy because, damn, he's actually pretty good as a wrestler, but he wants to just be a country music star. Or if they want us to be like, wow, this guy fucking sucks, and he wants to use the WWF to become a country music star. I don't know. But I'm leaning towards the latter because he hasn't really showed us much of shit in the ring. So that's kind of a bummer. Jeff was one of the guys where I was really looking forward to coming in here. And kind of since the start, almost oppositely to a guy like Diesel, which I had very low expectations for, Jarrett's kind of deflated for me as a talent at this point. I don't know. So Coco gets a decent showing here, a pretty decent showing. So I don't know if, maybe they're going to have Coco confront Owen, like, hey, what are you doing since I've been gone? Like, why are you being like this? I don't know what they're planning for Coco, but it seems to be rather significant with this showing and this reaction, and almost a win here over Jeff Jarrett. He does get his heat back. Savage helps him kind of throw Jarrett out of the ring. So again, I don't really know where they're going. I'm confused. And that's how we go off the air. Savage is in the ring. He's taken all his gear off. Vince has tried to hold him back, but gave up and just let Savage go in the ring. So maybe we're working towards a Savage Jarrett feud, which could be decent. Hey, You wear gear that looks like mine. I wear gear that looks like mine. Let's fight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Jeff Jarrett anymore. I don't think I'm a fan in 1994.
No, I think Jarrett's credibility is just, it's not even there. Because he's having trouble with enhancement guys. He has significant trouble with Coco here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of weird promotion for the guy.
Confused.
I would have to think that we'll see Coco in a match with Owen. I don't think Coco is going to get like an angle out of it though, or like a storyline or something. I
have no idea.
This felt like the Bushwhackers and Coco might have visited at WrestleMania 10, and Vince was like, "All right, we'll put you on Raw tomorrow night.
We'll get you a payday, brothers."
Yeah, like, well, you need an extra $300.
Although I bet you a Coco Owen mini like TV feud would have some heat behind it.
Yeah, because of the history,
right? And judging by Coco's reaction, like people know they like him.
Yeah, but like to me, like an angle means it's going to be on pay-per-view, a significant build to it or something.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening either.
No.
A Jarrett Savage feud, I would be more interested in it if Jarrett was being presented stronger.
I know. What the fuck, man?
But now you just got Savage. Like, as a viewer, you're like, Savage will destroy this guy.
Savage might as well fight fucking Virgil.
Right.
Virgil has more credibility than Jarrett at this point.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jarrett has nothing.
So,
but yeah, we'll see where that goes. Before we go off there's a greetings on call ad which costs $9.95.
Fuck.
So if you want your favorite wrestler to give you a call, you can just dial that number. And I believe in the ad, like Owen's cutting a promo and he picks up the phone and it's like, "Hey Owen, it's Brett," and he's like, "Fuck you, man," and he hangs up.
Yeah, it's really well done here, and it looks relatively almost brand new.
I think it is. That's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. So you can tell this is freshly filmed, even on Owen's part, because he's got his new tights on, his new look. So yeah, it's like for either special occasions. They're saying it's for all ages, so it could be like happy birthdays, congratulations, get well, happy anniversary, or just a special friendship call is what they
what does that mean? A special friendship call?
I don't know. Like, hey, do you want to meet in the alley and hook up? Like, is that the friendship we're talking?
So is this saying like every week if I wanted to have a friendship with
$10
Virgil
for $10,
$10 a week, I could talk to Virgil?
I don't know. I don't know how
that'd be what, $520 a year. I would totally do that to talk to Virgil
every week.
Yeah, just throw him $10. But hey man, how you doing?
It's got to be automated though, is it not?
No way.
There's no way it's a live phone call.
I can't imagine that they would do an automated message for every single person.
Well, the way I'm picturing it is that so the people put in the request, right? They send the money that, okay, can you do a happy birthday to Greg for Randy Savage?
Oh, so you think they pre-record it?
Savage has fucking 20 of them and just burns through all 20 and then they send them out. So
okay, yeah. So maybe it's like
call after call after, you know what I mean?
So it's not like a live phone call.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. I think it's a pre-recorded thing.
So it could be something similar to like what Cameo is now with video.
Sure.
But over the phone.
Right, where you're not necessarily interacting with them, but they say your name. You know, hey, right. Greg, it's Randy. Happy birthday, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I took as, because there's literally no way they're taking live phone calls. Just, hey, sit down all day today. You're going to be in the studio taking live phone calls. No way. No way.
So them doing that, like what kind of cut do they get?
Out of the $9.99, I'd probably say they get maybe $1 or $2. There's no way Vince is giving them much more than that.
Yeah. Do you? I wonder. I really hope that somebody had gotten one that like listens to IcoPod.
That would be so cool because I didn't even know this was a thing.
I've never seen this ad before.
I had no.
I don't remember it.
I had no idea. I wish they would do this today. I would do it. Fuck it. It's your buddy's birthday. Hey, fucking Dean Ambrose, can you do this message for this guy for $10? Hell yeah, that's a steal. Right. Today it would be more like probably 50 a call, but
yeah,
whatever. I don't know. It's a cool concept, kind of ahead of its time, I think, because just like you said, cameo, like Bret Hart's charging 150.
Right.
And Bret Hart's probably making 130 of that. So I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting thing here. And like you said, so Owen gets kind of the featured spot in this little TV commercial. And he picks up the phone. It's Bret. Bret goes, "Hey, Owen, it's Bret." And Owen's so disgusted. He does. He slams the phone right back down. It's perfect. Very in lieu of the events going on. The number here, just in case you want to give it a call, 1-900-454-4545. Yeah. So that's kind of what we get here. I'm looking forward to maybe they'll play a couple. Like, hey, here's an example of what you can get.
Well, judging by the ad of like Owen picking up the phone, that's why I took it as like they are talking to you.
Well, if
like,
how
long does it say how long they do it for?
I don't know. They don't say.
If I was these guys, I'd do it for like 10 seconds. Like, oh, hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Yeah, great. Okay. All right, bye.
Well, if you notice, Bret's just kind of rambling on. Owen doesn't say anything.
Right, because he hangs up on him.
Right, he hangs up on him. So, I don't know. There's got to be some sort of gimmick to it. Again, I think it's pre-recorded that they just send the message to you. Because that way, too, say the people don't answer, like you just wasted your $9. Like, no. They're going to leave you a voicemail and
right,
whatever. It'll be the same message kind of thing. Right. So I don't know. Cool idea. Wish it was kind of one of the things today because I think people would take major advantage take major advantage of that.
Yeah, that could be fun, I guess. I probably wouldn't do it because I wouldn't meet Hulk Hogan for $10. So
yeah, I would. Well, that's you. I would fucking do it.
Of course you would.
Hey, Braun, can you call Hogan 98 money and be like, hey, stop charging so much money to appear on Bob and Austin's podcast? Okay, see ya. Like, what the fuck? $9? Yeah, okay, here you go.
That'd be pretty funny. As you noted, McMahon raises Savage's hand for fighting off Jarrett, and he goes over what we'll see next week on Raw. 1, 2, 3 Kid and Owen Hart will be in singles action. And, of course, Lex Luger squares off with Rick Martel, and that wraps up this week's edition of Raw. Needless to say, for me, I'm pretty disappointed by this first show out of WrestleMania 10. We got really no really angle developments out of it or anything, and then you bring in Bushwhackers, and Nikolai is still there, and Coco's coming back. Not really that promising of a start to the spring and summer months is what I gathered from it. Pretty disappointing stuff.
Yeah, same here for me. Pretty lame week of TV following WrestleMania. Thought it was a bummer. Slow action, barely anything as far as major developments, as Bob noted. Really not even any continuation. Just kind of hey, here's this week. It's a recovery week for sure. So coming off the heels of WrestleMania, this is your cool down match. This whole card is a cool down match.
Yeah.
The filler week, it's skippable. Actually, you'd probably want to do yourself a favor and skip it. Otherwise, it might taint your opinion moving forward. Because, again, it's just a lot of, hey, the future was WrestleMania. Hey, it's 24 hours later. What future? Like, what are you talking about? This is what it is. I'm like, no, you just promised me we were, jumping forward in the genre. And nope, we're right back to, like we talked about before, 1988. Here we are. So I don't know. I just, I didn't enjoy this week.
Yeah, pretty much a bummer. There's no question about it. What else? You have anything else for the March 21st or anything for this episode? Or should we just end this on a low light as it is? We start off with a low light with a child getting ran over, and then we have this.
And then we got ran over by this show.
Yeah, literally.
So while we roll up like fruit roll-ups on out of here, Bob, have we talked about our shirts this week, our merch this week?
I threw it in there about on Redbubble there that you can pick up a shirt so I can retire. But if you want to go more in depth about it, go ahead.
Yeah, and give us a break, guys. We're still kind of, weaseling our way around there. I think right now as we record this, the wall tapestry is still the featured item, but we have other items in there. Anything from mugs to tattoos for your ball sack are on there.
Which is a brand new addition. Right.
As of right now, this second. Me and Bob had to demo it first to make sure it worked. So we're going to throw those up there at a steal of a price.
It's the first time I touched my balls in about 8 months.
Right. It's the first time I've seen them in much, much longer than that. So
see my balls?
No, mine, 30 pounds lighter. So.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. It's just something fun as far as merch stuff goes. If you got the spare change and you love IcoPod and you're a diehard fan, stop over there, check it out, see if there's anything there that you are interested in picking up. I know Bob and I talked before. We're probably going to buy some IcoPod shirts for our visit to AEW Wrestling's Jacksonville, Florida show. So that should be good. We'll be doing the beatnik and doing some promotion. But yeah, just something fun. Not pushing you into it because, IcoPod's kind of okay, not great, but it's cool. So if you want to buy some shit, even better.
Kind of okay, not cool.
There's you, so you got to automatically knock down 50%.
Wow, man, that's messed up.
And I'm not always 100% every show, so then you knock it down a little bit more. Now we're talking.
You're not even like 30% every show.
I have a 33 and a third chance of beating you at Sacrifice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, I'm nervous about going to AEW just because I got a sunburn in Washington when it was like 59 degrees outside.
You better wear one of them fucking sundress hats.
No, I'm gonna wear my hat that you've been making fun of me about.
No, that's not gonna be enough.
It's gonna be perfectly fine.
No. Speaking of enough, Bob, have we put the listeners through enough this week, do you think?
Yeah, probably. We'll be back next week with also a pretty shitty show, so have fun. 2 weeks worth of just nonsense and just complete disappointment.
Yeah.
For Austin Skinner, I'm Bob Collins Jr., and this has been a greatly disappointing, not fun episode of IcoPod.
Fruit roll-ups are 50 calories.